Hi friends. So in this video I'll be talking about my approach towards LRDI, and also we will be solving one question from CAT 2024 slot 1. So initially when I had started preparing for this examination, I had targeted 90 marks. The reason I have explained in the previous video, which talked about score versus percentile. So if you are scoring somewhere around 90 to 95, then you will be able to get a percentile of 98, 99. So this 90 marks I had bifurcated into three parts: 30, 30, 30, and which means that 10 questions correct in each section with 100% accuracy. So I made a logic that I have approximately 3 to 4 minutes for each question, given that I am doing at a 100% accuracy. So this section is usually called a tougher section or a tricky section, and this section actually makes a difference because you have only 4 to 5 sets. There are not many questions. You have 4 to 5 sets which have 5-6 questions. So it means that if you are able to solve a set, you will be able to solve the questions also. And if you are choosing a wrong set, then that means that you will lose your time, and at the same time you will not be able to do as well as you would have expected to. So 8 to 10 minutes is the ideal time which you need to solve a set along with the questions, and usually 6 minutes is enough for an easy set, and 8 to 10 minutes is something which you would need for a medium to hard level set. Okay, my approach was I used to spend first 5 minutes to go through the questions. So I had done a lot of previous year questions which helped me understand that what kind of pattern the CAT examination follows, and at the same time what category of questions usually come. So there are different types of questions like games and tournaments, puzzles, arrangement, decoding, data interpretation, set theory. So these are the different types of questions from which you can get any 4 or 5. So the first 5 minutes help you to understand, okay, what are the things which are there in this particular exam, and at the same time it helps you line up, like, okay, this would be my first question and then I would proceed to two. So you will have an understanding, okay, I will start with this question. So the first 5 minutes you need to sort out your plan. Okay, then during my preparation I used to solve 2 to 3 sets daily. So this is the question of CAT 2024. This is a tournament question, and I feel this is a very easy set and which shouldn't take you more than 6 minutes. So the information is given in this slide and these are the questions. So what you can do is you can pause the video, go through the information, and then try to answer the questions, and then come back to the video and we can continue ahead. So this, like, before going into solving the question, these are the 2 points which I would like to talk about. So while solving questions which are of this type, which is kind of puzzle where you have half the information, a bit of information given, like how many groups are there, how many teams are there, who plays whom in which round, there's a bit of information provided, like team 1 played team 5 only once and that was in round 2. So you have a bit of information and you need to fill the other information. You need to know, because the questions are like, what is the number of the team that played team 1 in round 7, like you need to find out. So this is kind of a puzzle. So in this kind of questions, it is like you have anchor statements of facts and then you have possibilities. Now what does anchor statement of facts mean? This means basically those things, like, or those information which is defined and definite and form the base of solving this puzzle. Like you don't have to deduce something out of it. It is given to you directly, saying that, okay, this is the fact, okay, and you need to take it and just put it into your puzzle and start solving. These are the statements which help you. Like for suppose if we are solving a question which talks about IPL standings, and we are saying that there are 10 teams, and for suppose SRH is placed 6th in it, then you know that okay, there are 10 teams and 6th standing is SRH, and there are 4 teams after it and 5 teams above it. Now coming to possibilities. So what are possibilities? For suppose if in the same IPL example you are mentioning that SRH isn't a part of the top 3, but it isn't a part of the last 2 also. So there is a possibility that SRH can be anywhere from position 4 till position 8. Okay, so and you are not, and it is not defined or it is not given to you directly that okay, SRH holds this position. So possibilities are mostly undefined statements which you need to find out from the deductions made from the anchor statements of facts given in the set. Now what are the anchor statements in our given case? It is given to us that there are 6 teams, 3 teams in each group. It is defined as 6 teams. It is not saying that there are more than 5 teams but less than 8 teams. In that case you would have 2 possibilities. There can be 6 teams or there can be 7 teams. But in this case it is defining to you directly that there are only 6 teams. There are 3 teams in each group, and same group players play once and opposite group players play twice. Likewise, you have other information given to you. Now from these statements you will find out and solve the case. Before solving the case, you need to understand what are you trying to answer on a wider scale, like on a overall level. We need to basically find out how many rounds are there in the tournament, which players are in the same group, who plays whom and in which round. These are the statements which we need to answer. Now when we are trying to answer the first statement, first question, which says how many rounds are there in the tournament. So let's start by assuming there are teams x1 to x6 and there are 2 groups, group A and group B. Now let us place x1, x2, x3 in the same group and x4, x5, x6 in the other group. So how many matches does x1 play in the whole tournament? It is given in the same group members play once, which means that x1 will play once against x2, once against x3, which accumulates to 2 matches. And in case of group B, it will play against 4, 5 and 6 twice, which will accumulate to 6. So now 2 plus 6 equals to 8. So there is another statement given in the case which says that that each team plays once in all the rounds. Okay, which means that every team will play once in each round. So if x1 was supposed to play in all the rounds, then how many rounds are there in total? Then the number of matches played by a team like x1 needs to be equal to the total number of rounds. Otherwise it makes no point in having that statement. Like, can we have 9 rounds and 8 matches being played by x1? No, then in the 9th round x1 won't be playing. But in the given case there is a condition that each team plays once in each round. So number of rounds is equal to number of matches played by a team, which is equal to 8. Now moving to the step 1, which is input all the given data in the table, which means that all the anchor statements which have been provided to us, we need to put it into our data. Okay. So what is our anchor statements? Each team played against a team from the other group in round 8. Okay. In round 4 and round 7, the matchups, that is the pair of teams playing against each other, were identical. So now from the third statement we have the anchor statements. Team 4 played Team 6 in both round 1 and 2. Team 4 played Team 6 in both 1 and 2. Okay. Now moving to Team 1 played Team 5 only once, and that was in round 2. Okay. 1-5 in round 2. Then next 3-4. 3 played 4 in round 3. 3 played round 4 in round 3 played Team 4 in round 3. And then you have Team 1 played Team 6. Team 1 played 6 in round 6. Team 1 played Team 6, yeah. In round 8, Team 3 played Team 6. Team 3 played 6. And Team 2 played Team 5. Team 2 played Team 5. Okay. This is the information which is provided to us. Okay. Now going to the deductions part. Let us copy this. You'll just find out how we solve the question. So now each team plays in every round, right? So 4 and 6 and 1 and 5 have already played in round 2. Who are left? Team 2 versus Team 3. Okay. Now even in the case of round 8, 3 and 6 have played, 2 and 5 have played. Which teams are left? 1 and 4. Okay. Now if you go back to the case, you will have a point which says that round 5 and round 8 have identical matchups, which means that the teams which are playing against each other would be same. Okay. Now let us see which team belongs to which group. Okay. 4 and 6 are playing twice, which means 4 and 6 belong to two different groups. 1 and 5 belong to the same group because it has been clearly mentioned that 1 and 5 have played only once. Okay. Now 4 and 1 are playing twice, which means 4 and 1 belong to two different groups, and 4 will belong to group B. Okay. Now if you see 4 belongs to group B, can team 6 belong to group B? No, it's not a possibility because team 6 is playing team 4 twice. So team 6 would come over here, and the teams remaining are 2 and 3. So this is the way the two groups have been divided. We have deduced from the information given to us. Okay. So the step 2 is deduction. Step 1 is inputting all the given data. Step 2 is about deducing from there. Okay. Now what other information do we have? Now 4 has played already 6 twice, and 4 has played 1 twice. So which team does 4 needs to play? 4 needs to play 5. Okay. Now if you see, if you remember, there is a point mentioned that round 4 and round 7 are also identical, which means that the same matchups would be there. So 4 would play 5 in both the cases, because that's the only possibility where 4 would play a team twice. So now from here, if you see, we need to build from the previous deductions. We have deduced till here. We need to build from here. So we will try to see which teams are left to play with team 4. So 4 has played against 6 twice. It is done. Even in round 3 it has played once against 3, so it's done. In 4th round it has played against 5 once, and in 7th round it has played with 5 second time, so even 5 is done. 4 has played against 1 twice, so even it has covered that. So which is the team which is remaining and in which round it is remaining? So the only possibility of 4 versus 2 is in round 6, because this was the only space where there was this was the only round where there was space. Okay, in rest of the rounds, if you see, 4 has already placed 6, then 3, then 5, then 1, then 5, and then 1. So the only round in which 4 had space to play 2 was in round 6. Now which teams are left to play in round 6? 1 and 6 have played, 4 and 2 has played, then 3 versus 5 is remaining. Okay, so now 3 and 5 have played for once. Now when would be the second case where 3 and 5 would play? Because 3 and 5 belong to two opposite groups, right? So 3 and 5 need to play twice. Now since they have already played in once in group 6, it cannot be placed in round 4, because if it is placed in round 4, then it needs to be placed in round 7 as well. Okay, so the only space where we can put round 3 versus 5, like team 3 versus 5, is in round 1. Okay, since 3 versus 6 is done, 3 versus 5 is done, 3 versus 1 is left, and that is the only case where it can play is 4 and 7, because 4 and 7 are similar identical pairs. 3 into 1, 3 into 1. So if 3 and 1 are playing in round 7 and 4 and 5 are playing in round 7, then which teams will be playing in round 7? Like, which are the other two remaining teams which would play in round 7? That is 2 versus 6. So similarly, even in round 4, whatever we have, whichever teams are playing in round 7, the same matchups would be in round 4 also. So what is the remaining data we have? In round 1, there is possibility of 1 versus 2. 1 versus 2. Okay. Now, have we filled the whole chart? No, there are also 2 spaces. Okay, in round 3. Now, how do we fill this part? Now, let us see which teams are remaining to play. Okay. So we have already checked 4. 4 has played in all the section, all the rounds. Okay, yes. Then 2. 2 has played in 1, 2 has played in second, 2 is remaining. 2 needs to play someone. Okay. And 4, yeah. 2 versus whom? 2 has played 4 how many times? It needs to play 2 versus 4 only once. In round 6 it has done it. 2 versus 3 it has done in round 2. So 2 versus 3 is also done. Now 2 versus 1 has been done once. Has it been done twice? No. 2 versus 5 has been done twice? Yes. 2 versus 6? Yes. Then this is 2 versus 1. Sorry. Over here. So which teams are remaining to play? 1, 2, 3, 4 are done. 5 and 6 are the only 2 teams left to play in this case. So now we have completed our puzzle. We have completed all the matches. Now we will proceed ahead for the questions. So what is the first question? How many rounds were there in the tournament? There were 8 rounds. What is the number of the team that played team 1 in round 5? Round 5, team 1 played against team 4. Which team among the teams number 2, 3, 4, 5 was not part of the same group? If we see, team 2, team 4, team 3 belong to the same group. Only team 5 belong to the opposite group. So team 5 does not belong to this group. What is the number of the team that played team 1 in round 7? Round 7. Now we will check who played team 1. That is team 3. What is the number of the team that played team 6 in round 3? Round 3, team 6. it played against team 5. So this is the manner in which we solve puzzles or games in tournaments kind of a question. The first part is, whenever you are solving a puzzle kind of a question, like note down all the anchor statements, put them into your data set, and then use the possibilities on top of that. Once you have both these things in order, you will start building upon it through deductions. Okay, so we have solved a very easy set today. So going ahead, we'll be solving more, and at the same time I'll be sharing the strategies of other sections too, but primarily I'll be trying to solve more of uh, previous year questions of LRDI. If you have any doubts, just mention in the comment section. I'll try to reply to as many as possible. Have a good day.